Hey, today I want to talk to those of you that are thinking about retiring. So don't go anywhere and stay tuned to the end because you're really going to get a lot out of this video. Hold on, we're starting right now. Hey, welcome back y'all. I'm Debbie Dobbins, your host for this episode of Your Wichita Falls. And as a baby boomer, thinking about retiring is always a conversation that comes up in my mind. And if you're a baby boomer, or even if you're a Gen Xer, you're starting to get into that thought process of retirement.
It's time to retire.
Now, retiring sounds like going to sleep to me, but rethinking what retirement looks like, I want to begin to give you an opportunity to come up with some different ideas. So if you've been thinking about retirement, or you've already retired this year, and I'm specifically talking to people that live in California and New York, but anybody that's thinking about retirement, you may be planning your next steps. Well, let's talk about those. One of your goals could be selling your house and finding a home that more closely fits your needs. So the thing is that, and I talk about this all the time with my California folks, you can sell your house in California, come here, buy with your proceeds a house for cash, live in one of the most incredible areas in the country. And oh, by the way, I've been talking about how you can put that together with Playa del Carmen in some upcoming videos. But that is exactly what I did, and I'm younger than my mom. My mom did that almost 10 years ago, and she absolutely thrives here, living in a house that she owns free and clear. And I'll talk about reverse mortgages on another video, but you can think about that as well. Fortunately, you may be in a better position to make this move than you ever even realized. So here I wanted to give you a few things to think about when making that decision. So first of all, consider how long you've been in your home from 1985 to 2008. This is really important information. And you may not even know this because you're just living in your house and you're paying your mortgage and you aren't buying a new house and you don't realize the craziness that's happened. That's the average length of time homeowners typically stay in their homes. That's only 6 years. But according to the National Association of Realtors, that famous NAR, that number is rising today, meaning many homeowners are living in their houses even longer. So there's a graph right here that you can see, which is interesting because every minute that you live in your house, that house appreciates. If you've got a mortgage that's free and clear on it, or you've paid your mortgage down, and the appreciation in the last few years has been mind-blowing. But when you live in a home for this significant period of time, it's natural for you to experience a number of changes in your lifestyle while you're in the house. Now, what's happened in the last 10 years is just phenomenal. I've talked about that in many videos, but those life changes and milestones have happened and your needs have changed. Imagine that. Maybe you're living in a 4,000, 6,000 square foot house, even in a 2,000 square foot house, and you don't want to take care of a big gigantic yard. You want a zero lot line. You want a much smaller place. You don't necessarily want the kids coming back to live with you. But if your current home no longer meets those needs, or even if you can take the current home and it's in a place like a California or a New York, and you can move to Wichita Falls and get so many better options waiting for you, take a minute and consider the equity that you've gained. Now, you may not have ever done this. You may just think you know how much your house is worth, whether you live actually in Houston or Dallas or New York or Colorado, all of these places where the markets have just gone crazy. What a great thing. You've built a retirement plan in your home. So if you've been in your home for more than a few years, in this past few years, you have built up significant equity that can fuel your next move, your next chapter, where you want to be. You know, the greatest thing that I share about money is that money makes itself work for you if you work it. And the thing is that if you take that equity that you've built in that house, wherever it is, and put it into a place that's got the lowest cost of living in America, think of the things that you can do with the rest of your life. Because the longer you've been in your home, the more likely it's grown in value during this crazy market that we've just come out of, plus all of the years before that. So this data that we have from the Federal Housing Finance Agency, it illustrates in this graph what has happened with home values and equity. While the home prices and the growth that happened over the past 2 years and the few years before that in Texas, they vary by state and local area. The national average shows that typical homeowners who've been in their house for 5 years, just 5 years, saw it increase, wait a minute, drum roll, over 50%. That's better than any stock market bet you could have ever made, unless you're a day trader and you know what you're doing. And the average homeowner who's owned their home for 30 years, holy guacamole, they've seen it triple in value over that time. Now, I don't know a lot of people that live in their house for 30 years, but still, they've tripled, quadrupled all of that. So consider your retirement goals. Consider those retirement goals. What do you want for that retirement? Do you want to stay in your current home and have all the taxes and insurance from a city or a community or a state that's sucking you dry with taxes and all of those things that you could be living in a lifestyle that you are so on fire about, and use that real estate that you've been living in as your retirement plan? So whether you're looking to downsize, relocate to a dream destination, which we'll talk about Playa del Carmen in Mexico shortly, or move so you can live closer to loved ones, or in that case, bring the loved ones with you, because then everybody gets the benefit of having this lower cost of living and a great way of life. This equity that you have in your house can help you achieve your home ownership goals. And the National Association of Realtors shares this for recent home sellers, that the primary reason to move was to be closer to loved ones. Now, I know I hear this all the time from my California people. They don't want to move here because their loved ones don't want to move. Well, guess what? You need to talk them into it, because at the end of the day, everybody's going to be happier and more prosperous by getting to a place that's going to support you in those golden years. You know, retirement played a large role for those moving greater distances. I know that because I see people that want to retire here all the time. But whatever your home goals are, just know that somebody, I don't know, like me, a trusted real estate advisor, can help you figure this out. What is the best option for you about selling your current house and guiding you to buy the home that's right for you, for your lifestyle and your retirement? You know, retirement can bring about major changes in your life, including what you need from a home. So let's talk, let's chat. A couple of videos coming up. But if you want to have more conversation with me, in the first comments below, there's a link to schedule a Zoom meeting. And I would love to share with you some ideas that you may not have even thought about. And as I always say, y'all come back now. You hear?